Hello, investors. This is Ted Zhang, portfolio manager at Revere Asset Management. Today is Wednesday, May 14th, 5:40 p.m. coming to you from Fort Lauderdale with tonight's Revere Roundup Daily Market Insight video. State of the market, we are in an uptrend. We have green arrows and market leaders, short-term trend, medium-term trend, and today, actually, the long-term trend, we have decided to switch to neutral with a green sub-arrow. That is because we have three closes above the 200-day moving average, and the 200-day and 40-week are starting to slope up or at least flat. What happened today? My comments, digestion is completely healthy and normal. One of the tightest ranges on the S&P 500 and NASDAQ in quite some time. 21 over 21, up 0.92%. 13 up, 3 sideways, 5 down. Big 8 up 1.69%. RG8 down 0.18%. S&P up 0.10%. RSP up 0.60%, or down, 0.60%. Qs, on the other hand, up 0.60%. QQEW down 0.14%. Dow Jones down 0.21%. Midcaps down 0.31%. Russell down 0.88%. Global 60/40 equity bonds down 0.05%. GROTECTION up 0.41%, and Turbo down 0.4%. So jumping right into it as always, starting off with the S&P 500 chart, you can see we gapped up on May 12th, this Monday, on huge volume off progress in the US-China trade deals. We reclaimed the 200-day moving average and the 150-day. We followed through yesterday, and now we have a very, very tight inside day. And this is looking great. We carved out a low, even though it's V-shaped, and now perhaps we build a handle for the next few weeks, and we continue higher. You see the 200-day is sloped back up, 150-day is starting to slope back up, 21 and 50 are sloping back up as well. 10 is starting to slope back up, and the 30/40 week are up as well, which is why we changed the long-term trend to neutral. RSP, same thing, reclaimed. A little bit weaker today than the S&P. That's because the Mag 7 carried the weight today. Qs continued higher. Tech was really strong. Higher highs, but super tight day as well. You really have a cup with handle for me now above all cumulative averages on the daily and weekly time frame. You have a cut forming. I would love to see some tight weeks, and then we continue higher. QQEW, similar action. A little weaker though, since mega cap tech, like I said, is taking the lead today. Really, really tight inside day, so nothing to worry about here. Dow Jones Industrial Average, UNH continues to stay heavy. It rejects the 200-day moving average. S&P also, mid caps also reject the 200-day moving average, and small caps also haven't even gotten to the 200-day moving average. We primarily base our trends off the S&P combined with the NASDAQ, and that is why we have uptrend in the short term, uptrend medium term, and soon perhaps uptrend in the long term. VIX continues to stay depressed below 20, and that's exactly what we like to see. I want to see another leg down into this 10 to 14 zone. The dollar maintains the UNR. Talked about this previously on the podcast. UNRs can often lead to fast moves. This struggled a little bit here, but built this little inverse head and shoulders. We broke out of that, and the dollar is back into the 50-day. GLD pulls back as markets gain strength. We're seeing distribution here. Bearish engulfing, selling, more distribution on this day, more distribution. So this is a distribution dominant tape now. Lower highs, lower lows, and we'll see this basis up, or this is really a long-term top for gold. GLD breaks the 50-day moving average. This is really off our list. We're not even looking at it anymore. Silver also cracks. Really, it's a power of 3 to the downside. It cracks the 21 and 50. Now the 150 is below. Bitcoin rises up the right side. I'd love to see a handle build here. When I go on the Bitcoin chart, we're starting to see a handle build here, but still 15% extended from the 50-day moving average. And on the weekly, it is a little bit compressed on the right side. 10 is still below the 20, although all cumulative averages are rising. Tight week today too. Perhaps another couple weeks and we take off from there. I'm really excited about Bitcoin and really bullish here. When we see a chart, a 3-month lagging chart of global M2 money supply. Bitcoin tracks it nearly 1-to-1, and it projects us to about 150, 160K, so up another 50% into the August area. So I'm definitely excited about that. Lastly, but not least, the bonds. 2 years up 5.7 basis points, 10 years above 4.5% now, up 7 basis points. The bonds sold off today. Rising yields factor in either rising inflation and or rising growth. And yeah, not seeing a slowdown in the economy so far with inflation decreasing, but labor market staying strong and economic activity staying robust as well. So that is it with the inter-asset correlation. Let's go to the tail of the tape. Under the bull case, we are above all key moving averages. And news, we have PPI tomorrow. Today's keys, we're watching S&P versus 200-day, which we closed above. Resistance, haven't even tested it yet. Qs versus 200-day, which we closed above. And 530 resistance, which we haven't tested yet. Day count up 2, and consolidation 1. 16 days above the 8 EMA, 15 days above the 21 EMA. Strong sectors, bond yields were up, so bonds are down. Tech communications and discretionary were up. Mag 7 was up, China and semis, dollar was up as well. Healthcare, builders, real estate were down. Interest rate sensitive names like real estate and builders. Biotech as well, home builders, and gold and silver, defensive names. In GROTECTION, we bought UPRO and added to IBIT and Uber, so 1.05 beta, 5.83% open heat. In Turbo, we did nothing, 1.09 beta, 5.52% open heat. And let's go over all the positions we own in Revere right now between Turbo and Grow. Starting off, we talked about S&P, so I won't do that. We'll talk about IBIT now. This is Bitcoin. I just talked about it. I would love to see a shakeout here, how the 21 EMA catch up, build a handle, and then break out. Completing that right side, having more symmetry, shakes out the weak hands and enables a longer term trend to ensue. You can see right here, there's more right side development. We're kind of working on it, but we will be involved when it goes. Palantir, owned and grow, continues to make higher highs into new all-time highs. Perfect action. Netflix, own and grow. Flagging, breaking the flag, looking to see some tennis ball action into new highs. CRS, own and grow, continues to make new highs. Beautiful double bottom base breakout. Took some patience, but moving nicely. Uber owned in both Grow and Turbo, and we added in Grow today as Turbo already had a 12.5% full position. Tight inside day, I want to see this continue to thrust to the upside. GEV owned in both Turbo and Grow. Ripped up the right side, coming into left side peak. I would love to see a handle form here, something like that before we break out. Hood owned in both portfolios as well. Same thing, rose in the left side peak. We're both trimmed up after 7 days up in a row. Reversal so far as expected as we head into this left side supply zone. Would love to see a handle build here, and that will present some adding opportunities. Tesla is also owned in both Turbo and Grow. Came out this bottom base and really nice 4 days up in a row on huge volume as well. Next key resistance is 360, then 400, and we'll see what happens afterwards. Bros only owned in Grow, heading into the 72 area. Key moving averages are starting to align. HIMS owned in both portfolios as well. Huge ripper up the right side. Turbo's involved down here. Then we added more here along with Grow. And this is up a nice gain. You see some ants indicators coming in. But we are heading into this left side supply. So a handle is completely normal to form here as trap buyers sell into the market. The other stocks that aren't owned by both portfolios, one is Mexico's ETF, continues to act well, post the stage 2 breakout. Ethereum acts well as well, 4 days up in a row, tight inside day today. And then MSTR, Bitcoin proxy, starting to wedge up the right side a little bit. I wouldn't be surprised if we shook out something like that before continue higher. But MSTR does have histories of just trending upwards, and then heads for a parabolic move. So with that being said, the bottom line is digestion is healthy and normal. Tomorrow's keys, we're watching S&P versus the 200-day and resistance 6,000, and Qs versus 200-day and the 530 resistance. So with that being said, we will finally go over not the tail of the tape, sorry. We'll go over charts of interest. CoreWeave had earnings after the close. Initially, it spiked 10%, but now we're down 6%. So it triggered this double top short area. It just needs to digest after going from 40 to nearly 75 in after hours. Now, finally, the 21 over 21 list. I'll go over top five movers and top five losers. Carvana makes a new all-time high. Beautiful action. Tesla rips up the right side, continues to follow through. This volume seems like the markets are expecting news, or there's heightened belief in Elon's ability to execute on humanoids and robotaxis, and that he's taken a step aside from the government and more focused on his companies. Chewy makes a new 52-week high out of this cup with handle. That looks great as well. Toast continues to act strong post earnings gap. And like I said last video, when you have earnings gappers acting strong, that's a really good sign for the markets. Next, we have CRS breaking out to new highs as well. On the downside, NIM's down 4.5%, but that's quite normal for how much it's run up into logical key area of resistance. Hood as well into logical key area of resistance, down 1.9. IBIT, same thing. In this key resistance area where it needs to shake out some weak holders. Uber inside day post breakout. I want to see this continue higher tomorrow. And Zscaler just a tight inside day as well. So even the down names aren't getting smashed. They're still above all key moving averages and key levels. So we are looking good. The leaders are looking really strong. And markets look healthy from our situational awareness between the indexes, our 21 over 21 list, and the leaders. So with that being said, I'm going to wrap up today's video. If you're interested in what we do, you can email me at ted@revereasset.com. My Twitter is @TedHZhang. Our phone is 855-REAL-WEALTH. That is 855-732-5932. Our website is revereasset.com, and our YouTube is also Revere Asset. That being said, this is Ted Zhang, portfolio manager at Revere Asset Management, telling it like it is. Thank you for listening, and have a great rest of your week.